Boris Johnson has been accused of mishandling the UK's response to the coronavirus crisis, but Downing Street has published an extraordinary statement defending the Prime Minister. Last night the Sunday Times published a damning article of Boris Johnson's response to the coronavirus pandemic. The lengthy article stated the Prime Minister did not attend 5 emergency c.o.r.o.n.a meetings in January and February, prompting Michael Gove to defend the claims this morning. The government was also accused of failing to adequately prepare for a pandemic, especially in regards to the amounts of personal protective equipment (PPE) stockpiled and failing to organise mass testing quick enough. But Downing Street has shot down the claims and accused the article of being riddled with falsehoods and errors. A government spokesman said, "This article contains a series of falsehoods and errors and actively misrepresents the enormous amount of work which was going on in government at the earliest. This is an unprecedented global pandemic and we have taken the right steps at the right time to combat it, guided at all times by the best scientific advice. The government has been working day and night to battle against coronavirus, delivering a strategy designed at all times to protect our NHS and save lives. Our response has ensured that the NHS has been given all the support it needs to ensure everyone requiring treatment has received it, as well as providing protection to businesses and reassurance to workers. The Prime Minister has been at the helm of the response to this, providing leadership during this hugely challenging period for the whole nation." The spokesman also responded to claims the UK sent 279,000 items of its depleted PPE stockpile to China earlier this year. He said, "The equipment was not from the pandemic stockpile. We provided this equipment to China at the height of their need and China has since reciprocated our donation many times over. Between April 2 and April 15 we have received over 12 million pieces of PPE in the UK from China." The Department for Health began work on Boost. No10 also hit out at an unnamed source in the article who claimed there had been a failure of leadership in Downing Street. The statement said, "This anonymous source is variously described as a senior advisor to Downing Street and a senior Downing Street advisor. The two things are not the same. One suggests an advisor employed by the government in No10. The other someone who provides ad hoc advice. Which is it?" This morning Michael Gove confirmed the report that the Prime Minister skipped 5 c.o.r.o.n.a meetings in the run-up to the crisis, but insisted this was not unusual. His comments were echoed by the government spokesman who said, "It is entirely normal and proper for c.o.r.o.n.a to be chaired by the relevant Secretary of State." At this point the World Health Organization had not declared COVID-19 a public health emergency of international concern, and only did so on January 30. Indeed, they chose not to declare a